The filler is finally done, and the canon material finally returns in my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 321. It has been building up for so many months now, the ultimate and big appearance of this incredible character from Naruto that everybody has been wanting to see for the longest time. He made an early appearance in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. He's been in the intro for months during the filler saga. We finally get to see the Edo Tensei version of Madara Uchiha in this episode, and the build-up for it is astronomical. It is huge, it is epic, and it is cool. That's not to say that this episode was perfect. There were a few moments where the animation was a little spotty, but for the most part, I liked this episode. So let's just sort of run through some of the parts that I really enjoyed. This whole episode was basically getting to see Naruto go around to the different parts of the battlefield and help everybody out in their respective fights with all of the Zetsu clones, and to sort of quell any fears they had when dealing with them. And it's great. I really like it. You really get to see Naruto being the hero in this episode. And like I said, there were parts where the animation was not very good, but there's this one scene where he saved Hinata from a bunch of Zetsu clones and then just proceeded to whip all of their asses with some pretty cool taijutsu looking techniques. And I don't know, I just thought the animation here was pretty damn cool. And there was even another great scene that involved Rock Lee going up against, I think he was Gari. He was one of the Edo Tenseis who, when he punches you, you fucking explode. That was pretty freaking awesome. There was also the return of a lot of Edo Tensei characters that we've seen over the course of the last couple of months, and even in some of the filler arcs. Like, we got to see Pakora, we got to see Kimimaro, who was just in the previous episodes, and he was some whipping ass on some samurais. We had Chiyo, who we actually saw just a few episodes ago, just being as dark as ever, which sort of contrasts with the fact that she was being really goofy at the end of her filler episode, but whatever, that doesn't matter. Still, it was really great getting to see Naruto go around to all these different portions of the battlefield. And, you know, Naruto wasn't just the only one to shine this week. There were a lot of other characters who got to do things. Sakura was really holding her own. Kiba, Shino, Hinata, Neji, they all really got to do some really cool stuff this week. And I even really liked the scene where Naruto joined the group with Shikamaru and Choji and his father, and they had Dan, who was sealed up. And I really enjoyed the scene where Dan sees Naruto and he notices he looks a lot like Nawaki. Really, let's talk about the big boy here, Madara Uchiha. And, oh boy, I loved the build-up for this. I loved when they showed Mu summoning him. I loved the angle at which they animated it at. It just looked really ominous. And clearly, Madara Uchiha is not a normal Edo Tensei. Normally, when they're summoned, the coffin comes out of the ground and they open the door slowly. No, the freaking door explodes because it has to be over the top and awesome. You can see when he's walking out of the coffin, too, he's a little confused about how he's been actually revived. It wasn't actually through the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu. It was through the Edo Tensei technique. So, obviously, something's up with Madara here. But still, it's the end of the episode when you really get to see his big build-up. You get to see that the Shinobi Alliance starts to freak out when they realize that there is someone really, really powerful on the battlefield. And then you go over to a group with Gaara and Naruto and Inoki, and you get to see that Mu finally walks up close to them. And they talk a little bit about his abilities, where he's able to literally, like, split his body in half. Not like a clone, like he legitimately splits it in half, like his power even is cut in half perfectly, and that's something pretty interesting about that character. I think Mu is a character who's going to get swept under the rug, and that's a shame, because I think he is one of the coolest freaking Edo Tensei characters. But this is when we get our first full reveal of Madara Uchiha, and it's pretty awesome here. Everything's just really ominous. Everybody doesn't even know what to think of this guy. Naruto immediately thinks that he's actually the guy with the mask, but this is not true, seeing as how he is a reanimation. And that's where the episode comes to a very ominous close. And make sure and watch the preview for next week, because I think next week's episode is going to be monumentally awesome. It looks like it's going to be one of the first episodes in a really long time that people are finally going to start talking about. And for a lack of a better term, it's going to be Madara just fucking people up. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to see that episode. Just getting to see that, you know, I was getting really, really excited. So this was a pretty good episode, guys. It was not perfect. Like I said, a lot of the animation was a little spotty at times. And it's a shame, because this was actually the introduction of one of the main antagonists of the series. But it looks like next week is when they're really going to pour their resources into showing off what this character is truly capable of. And you know it's going to be awesome. The name of the episode is just going to be Madara Uchiha. It's going to focus on that character. So make sure and check out that preview. It looks like it's going to be awesome. This was a pretty so-so average episode, but it was still entertaining and had some good moments that would pump you up. So I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Still a quality episode that you guys should definitely check out. And let's just get ready because next week is going to be awesome. I am so pumped up. I cannot wait to see Madara just like fuck all these people up. I'm so excited. Like I haven't been this excited for a Naruto episode in a long time. Probably since the Naruto versus Pain fights. So this is going to be great, guys. So let's look forward to that. So my score this week is 7 out of 10. Pretty good episode for me. But how did you guys feel about this week's episode? You can let me know with your comments below. And you guys know the drill by now. Before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. We'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000.